when you mentioned Baby Bash going to Texas, you know, man, you know, you reminded me of SPM.
Yeah, for sure.
And how him and SPM were close.
Yeah.
And, you know, I thought I'd get your take on this. I always trip out on how people support him so much, even though he's been convicted of, I believe he had a baby with like a 13-year-old girl. And, you know, they always make excuses for him and everything. And it just kind of trips me out, you know, that so many people can still support this dude.
I'm not one of them, you know. I never have been. I think that, listen, dog, like, we can all find excuses, right, for every bad deed we've ever done. You feel what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, fool, I go back to this, right? It's like, okay, so I'll give you the perfect example, right? So me and you jump in a car and I tell you, hey, I want you to drive me to go do a robbery. You know what I mean? Okay. So I go do the robbery. We both get caught. And then after the fact we get caught, you're feeling like, fuck, why am I here? I didn't even do the robbery. He jumped out. He did this and that. Nah, bro. Like, let's hold each other accountable. Like, you agreed to go do this shit. You knew exactly what I was doing. And when shit hit the fan, now you want to make excuses. Like, nah, bro. Like, whether it was intentional or not, he chose to go somewhere and engage in certain activity that might come with consequences. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like, whether it's unfair or not, whatever, with his unfortunate situation, like, the way they try to make excuses, like, he didn't know she was this age, he was doing this and this and that. But then again, who the fuck goes to a strip club and just fucks a random chick for money? You know what I mean? Right? I mean,
how, 13.
Yeah. How do you not know she's 13?
How do you not know she's 13? Yeah. How do you not, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like,
of course. So it's like, you know, we got to hold ourselves accountable, like, no matter what. Look, dog, it takes grit to hold yourself accountable no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all do shit that might go south. And the dimensions of how south that might go are unlimited, fool. It's like a drunk driver, bro. He gets in the car, oh, I just had a couple of shots. I could drive home. And then on the way home, he kills a little girl with her mom in the car. Okay, so what's the excuse then? There is no excuse. You knew there was the minute you started drinking and jumped behind the wheel of this car, you knew the possibility was there. You feel what I'm saying? And that's just that, bro. Like, you got to hold yourself accountable. You know what I mean? Maybe it didn't take that many drinks to make this happen, whatever, but it did happen, fool. And at the end of the day, you got to write it out, bro. You got to write it out. You know what I mean? You got to write it out and hold yourself accountable. You know what I mean? To make excuses is bullshit. You know what I mean? I understand if he was never at the club and he never touched her and he was being framed, then yeah, fuck it. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, like, he was there and he was doing his shit. And he was dealt a bad hand and fuck it, it's over.
Yeah, you know, I think he's getting out.
Yeah, he's getting out soon, yeah.
Soon, and
yeah, he's getting out soon.
There's a lot of people looking forward to it, you know? It's going to be kind of weird to see a bunch of people at his shows.
Well, Texas will be behind him. I think that Texas is behind him. I think that LA, man, not so much. I mean, California, not so much. I don't know. But then again, shit, his time's come and gone, I think. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, I feel like, you know, he's going to have that loyal fan base and shit, but, I mean, these days, anybody has a fucking fan base. Look at Lil Nas X, you know, like, weird-ass shit. You know what I mean? Like...
Man, what'd you think when you seen the video of him?
Honestly, I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it because my daughter saw it and she described it to me. And I just saw it as you know, some more goofy shit going on in this world that demands attention. And I don't really care to feed into any goofy shit no more. You know what I mean? Like, I'm at that point where I've seen so much, dog, that I'm just like, I'm not impressed. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not really impressed by nothing too much no more. Like, I'm inspired by righteous acts, you know what I mean? So I didn't even give that fool the time of day. I wasn't surprised. I wasn't shocked at all, you know what I mean? I know the way these labels work and the way these campaigns work and all these, you know what I mean? You know, I see through the smoke and mirrors, you know what I mean? And he's trying to say that it's something else and, you know, you're judging me already, so I'm going to feed into what you're judging me. All right, well, keep taking that path, bro, and see where it leads you to, you know? Keep walking that path and see where you end up at, you know what I mean? Like, two negatives don't make a positive, bro, you feel me? Like, at some point, you gotta go against the grain. You gotta find that you gotta be brave, man, you know what I'm saying? And not feed into the bullshit, you know what I mean? If you feed into any bullshit and you react based on emotion, then you got no poise, and you know, you're just a pawn, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I always, like, wonder if it's just a show he's doing.
It is a show, for sure.
You know, like...
For sure. He knows that there's a big gay community, you know what I mean? He knows that there's a gay media, you know what I'm saying? He knows that he has a big face right now with that whole gay movement, and he wanted to feed off of that empowerment, and I'm sure he's gonna make a lot of money. Because you gotta understand, gays in this world are very powerful, you know what I mean? They're very successful, they have a lot of money, a lot of resources, and I'm sure they'll stand behind them, and that's, hey, you know, that's great for them, man, you know? I mean, it's just another demographic that's trying to stick together. It's just another form of prejudice, you know what I mean? The gays wanna separate themselves from us that are straight, you know what I mean? It's just another form of prejudice. They just don't put it out there like that, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's like, would I be allowed to be in a rap video, fool, and just be fucking treating women like dogs, literally in leashes, making them fucking do stupid acts of stupidity, and then call myself a real man? How would the world look at me then? You know what I'm saying? Like, who would get behind me then? You know what I mean? Like, if I'm not allowed, if I'm expected to carry myself a certain way, then other people should be held to that same standard. But I guess, you know, like everything else, you know what I mean? There's manipulation behind it, and there's different powers that be, you know?
You don't think that he's held to any type of standard or anything because he's gay?
No, I think that there's a certain like rule for gays that they can be as belligerent and as outspoken as they want, and it's just like a part of who they are. You know what I mean? I think that they get away with a lot of shit because it's almost like comical. You know what I mean? It's almost funny entertainment to see a gay person act out a character. You know what I mean? I know gay people that carry themselves with respect and a lot of dignity and a lot of pride and don't want nothing to do with that kind of shit neither. You know what I mean? Like, I have gays in my family that I've known forever and don't. You know what I mean? Shit, my gay uncle raised me when I was a little boy. And I never once seen him do no goofy ass shit, you know what I mean? And we knew he was gay, and we all respected him, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, there's no excuse for stupidity, dog. I mean, I think, you know what I'm saying?